A radioactive substance has a half-life of 2 seconds. A scientist begins with a sample of 20 grams. How much will remain after 8 seconds? Well, if we start with 20 grams, that's our time 0. In 2 seconds, we've lost half the amount, so that's 10 grams. At 4 seconds, we've lost half the amount, 5 grams. At 6 seconds, we've lost half the amount, that's 2.5 grams. At 8 seconds, we've lost half the amount, that's 1.25 grams. And that was the question that was asked. The answer here is B. Explain why the amount of the substance that remains will always be greater than anything. Half of any positive value is always greater than 0. Which graph below could represent the amount of the radioactive substance over time? Well, first we have this graph beginning at 20 and going down, 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 where we have time is the independent variable and the amount of the substance is the dependent variable. And here we have time as the independent variable and the amount in grams is going up. How can that be? That is just crazy. The answer is obviously graph A. For the graph in item 42 that could represent the amount of a decaying radioactive substance, find the amount after 2 seconds. Well, let's see. 2.5 seconds. This is 1.25 seconds. This is 2.5 seconds. I think, yeah, 1.25. 2.5 seconds should be, I would think, around 10 grams. And that would make sense because if the half-life is 2 seconds, then this is 1.25 and 2.5, so it's a little less than that. Plus we know that the half-life is 2 seconds, half of 20 is 10, so yeah, that looks about right. That's how we do it. That's the answer to 43. 44. Describe the transformation from the graph of f of x equals x squared to the graph of g of x equals x squared minus 4. Here's where a graphing calculator really comes in handy. The output is equal to x squared. There's that curve. Now, let's compare that to x squared minus 4. The transformation is the function shifts down 4 units. The curve shifts down 4 units. We can see that easily on the graphing calculator.